Turn the sound off on that. Oh, okay. Well, hi there. I thought I had muted my mic. Apparently not. I was just testing a slightly new configuration. I can see the chat. Good. Button left hand's good. So it'll be up next to me on my tablet. And it's a quick way for me to test. See, the stream is working. Hello. I don't do these so often anymore, but I'm doing one tonight. Let me turn the music down just a wee bit for a little bit while I do my preamble. I'm going to work on this comic. Excuse me, how rude. I should have cleared my business before turning on, but too late now. I'm fine. How are you? I have pages here up from Bloom, the science fiction comic. And there's 4 of the other ones these characters appear in, which I have off to the side here for reference. Let's see what I did before for continuity. Match things up, and I'm gonna work on. That's not my stylus. Yeah, there we go. Work on. Ew, are you not? Okay, there we go. Work on this one. So you can see I've done some backgrounds for these 2 panels. This one, I was able to poach the background art from another panel and modify it just a little bit. And now I have to go in and put the figures in. That one I need a background. I kind of will be doing another view of this one up here, so I have that for visual reference, which I actually have going over here prepared. I can bring that up while I'm drawing it. And these are, again, the previous pages where I've drawn these characters. And I'll be able to hold them up and focus on for reference. I know I'm going to be using that one because I'm particularly happy with that pose. And that's a good reference from the beginning. I think that's more for the other guy. This dude. Our antagonist, if you will. And that's what I'm going to be doing, working in Clip Studio, using brushes and zip-a-tone and some patterns for kind of stencil-like look. Very graphic for this story. It's not the same style I use for all of my comics, but it felt like the right one for this. Well, hello there, Carla. I should put this maybe more in my line of sight. Well, I can't really move too much. Excuse me. More rude sounds. There. It's a little bit higher and quicker to be seen. I should have just loosened that up a little before I moved it. Okay. So what am I going to do first? Let's work on this down shot. And I will leave my mic up, but I'm going to turn the music up. The various background sounds, let's put it around there. Here, I'm going to try to see what that's. Okay. Okay. So that music, the music mostly, there's a little bit of stuff from my cousin in here, this mix. It's a playlist. I've been paring it down. Got some of the found audio stuff cut out now because I think it's a little more jarring. So it's just various compositions of mine done in synthesizer and sampling and mixed up in Audacity. And then there's also some field recordings. So, right, work. Which panel? I'm going to be in panel 3. Backgrounds. Let's make the backgrounds blue for now. And lighten them up. Because I just want the guidance of them, not the fact of them for the moment. So it's very close to this part, so I really want that. Sure if I'll be getting a lot more. Just turned away, so it'll probably just be that over face, which is fine. Save myself some work a little bit. One more shot there. Start doing a down shot. So, one tip that I used to emphasize a lot in my comic class or cartooning classes, and as a general drawing tip when you're refining and don't match the angle though, still that backs off. When you're refining and working a piece of art. So if you're doing an iterative process, Most illustration work in comics is done through an iterative process, which that means that it's not done in one. You don't just do one sketch quick and finished. You do your thumbnail, pencils, and then some kind of finishing, traditionally inking, but there's no actual reason it has to be ink anymore, even if you're working on paper and analog media. And of course, if you're working digitally, well, that's a whole other paradigm. And I still break my work down in a process that's analogous to the analog media process that I developed for like 25 years before I started working digitally. This is what works since my brain's wired at this point. But I've seen people work very effectively who started with painting using a kind of paint breakdown process, or process I should say, building a piece of art, and digital paint. And they tend to bring a slightly different variation. But it usually boils down to the same thing. Overall, we're talking about generally, so it means in all cases you're doing something looser, and then you're going to go in and refine and dial in the focus and features and editing and all things. So here with these blue lines, which is what I've done, these are 8.5 by 11 pencil sketches that I then scanned in into the blue here. And they're pretty quick first pass. There's actually like a lighter, looser gestural version underneath these. So they're actually technically second pass. And then from that, I built up. Quick angles are tricky, but like, this is one of the advantages of the process. That's right there, just digital. Close enough. It was important to have a comfortable sense about when it pulls it off. That's right, it doesn't cut in that way, does it? Let me just check the other ones. Or can I draw it differently? Okay, so that's the other one, that one. That's low. Can't see. A line there. Where's the... I'm missing a page, aren't I? Oh no, there it is. Yeah, no. Too high. More like that. Oops. Oops. I used to do a lot of going in and kind of shaping the line like this when I worked in ink. More at the start, because it's when you're working in ink, you're motivated over time to get more efficient about that and do less of it. But so you like work to no, that torso is turned the wrong way. Let's see, just there we go. Don't go too far. Used to do that more though, Sam. There we go. Not too far. There we go. And now I've gotten back to with digital because, like, I like cutting in with white and the kind of shapes you get when you do that. I lost a lot of that now because I've just redone it all, but that sort of feel I was getting. So I'm going to turn that. There we go. There we go. Almost. little funny in the front, but you know what? The guy standing next to her is going to cover her chest, so it don't matter. Good enough. Good enough. Or as some of my friends call it, and as I actually frequently call it, and even mixed company, is fuck a clause. Good enough. Someone in Cyrillic has written weird spelled Sister 19 LOL online in sarcastic text. SpongeBob sarcastic text. Okay. Spam bot. Yes, okay, good settings. Why did it not work? Oh yeah, I haven't inverted it. Select, inverse. There we go. Boom. I quite like that function. I'm going to seam to her, and now I'm going to make another layer for the guy. I'm not sure I will, but one of the things that's kind of cool about this aspect of Clip Studio is I could do motion comic animations from my pages pretty easily. I haven't tried saving my live drawing, like an animation of what I'm doing right now. Because it's a little too... I might try it out at some point, but I think it's a little too heavy on the memory. And I'm making these videos, so I can always... effectively redundant at the moment. But that's another interesting function of the software. So in my editor process, like, I kind of thought a little bit about the pants when I did the first pass of these. Refining that and simplifying it, and effectively dressing the character, and then also catching that it was just a little too long. So when I've done more of the figure, I'm going to come back and drop them down and make these shoes. I think that's what I tried to do. This was difficult doing his backpack. Right now is generally referred to as gestural drawing. Trying to be movement in the body. One of the things I always used to say in my dynamic drawing class is that a slow line looks slow and a fast line looks fast. When you want that kind of gracile movement in the line that comes from actually fast drawing, you can't really fake it. And so that's where gestural studies, that's practice, like doing exercises. Gestural figure work along with anatomy. So like a lot of what I'm doing here, I've been able to kind of like handwriting. Most people, when they go to write something, they don't stop to think about how to shape the letters. If you're dyslexic like me, you definitely probably stop to think about the spelling. So facile at that point, that job, that you can do it in automatic pilot. But I don't need to think anymore about how to write my letters. And even there, I conquered and stopped doing the funny, like, backwards stuff and things pretty effectively in the long run. To get decent handwriting, it took me a fair while, though, because I am dyslexic and it's a little bit like drawing, which I suspect is a bit different than how a lot of people do it, along with being aphantasic, because I can't just, like, again, see it and know that that's the right way to do it. Close, a little higher, and over here. Oh, looking at the wrong place. Okay, let's back up. Pose wrong. It's always good to back up and take a global glance at what you're doing. And again, having continuity reference, very, very useful. Yeah, there we go. So let's merge those and go in with the ink. So, putting heavier lines in the back. It's not quite universal. I posted a video early on in the creation of my channel, and I think I've done a couple of VAR FYI. I don't know what that means, but hello there, Bakken Stevenson. Buchanan, sorry. Buchanan Stevenson. Oops, cancel. What was I saying again? got distracted by the chat. I was in the middle of saying something. Oh yeah, line weight. If you look at my channel, there's some videos on theory for line weight, when to use it and how. And doing this is partially just nice chunky graphic line, but generally using a thicker line for stuff and back / shadow. You see here, I'm carving down these front lines, thinking about it. Make the thinner lines, the leading lines, the thinner lines. Thanks. Do you pronounce the AH? Mitcha? Mitch? Not sure. It's an animation person. That's one of my coworkers. Oasis. Good week at the studio. Catching up. I was playing catch up. Got a bunch of storyboards backlogged. I do props, so I was waiting on boards to get locked so I can go back in and do post board analysis and locks for, what was it? Yeah, wow. 9 boards. I've got 3 more to go that I haven't done the analysis on, but I did the others because they were locked. And actually, it wasn't too bad. There was props, but there wasn't like an undoable number, which is good. It's busy, but not feeling saddled with impossible tasks. It's always nice and it's rewarding when you get the jobs done. So, I was able to bring in things a little faster than production was expecting. It's always fun. Of course, it probably means I just missed something and come back to me later on. I get requests from scene planning. That's okay. So far, it's going pretty well. We had a bit of a hairy time at the beginning of this production, but it seems to be smoothing out. Yeah. I'm going to do something with shadows in there, but stop and think. I think I need to see his knuckles. Okay. Let's bring him down to his feet. Big focus. Let's see here, let's make sure that it's scanned. She's got letters, that's right. So I just want a scene.
Prochaine station, le Cassonnier.
There we go. Yeah, it's fine for that size. It's always good to pull out and examine the whole. Oh, you know what I haven't been using? This is a great tool, by the way, to not lose your sense of place. See the pink dots? Let's see. Do you guys wait for the video to catch up? Oh, it's lagging. Okay, there are pink dots on the screen now. These pink dots, every 2 of them. 1, 2, right? That's an inch. So that helps me know where I am in space. And his butt's a lot more generous too. Okay, making his hips get narrow. Nope. These folks have got pandemic bodies. Much better, much better. So I'm going to do a little hint of rings and wheels. Not really fully detailed at all, but I should. How long have I been streaming? 41 minutes. Oh dear. Well, you know what I should do though? I'm going to share the stream. Brief pause while I first, let's just do this. Let's go make it simple. I've been talking at the screen this whole time, and I didn't notice my mic is off. So the last couple minutes I was sharing some things on Facebook and babbling to myself. So I was taking a short break from the drawing after 40 minutes. So now we're going to get back to the drawing. Coming up in 50 minutes. So not even 10 minutes to post to social media a little bit. Wonder when I turn my mic off. Is that what VAR means? No, I don't know what VAR means. Okay. I'll sip my tea. I wonder, was my mic off when I was talking about what I was doing while I was drawing? C'est la vie. It is what it is. I believe I mentioned earlier in this stream, while my mic was on, I hope, that I have a healthy fucket clause. Which is good, saving yourself from getting overly upset about small mistakes and life's indignities. Yeah, this will work. Is he big enough? It's a down shot. Let's see if he was next to her. Oh yeah. He's even maybe too big, but it works for the shot. Thinking back to my past self. Several months back. Almost a year back now. What was this gesture? What is he doing? Is he holding his head? Is he holding his head? Looks like he's holding his head. Do I want him to be like... Yeah. I think I was going for like a really exaggerated pantomime to sell the idea that he's a little odd. Mirror. I have one handy all the time, especially for moments like this where I'm doing my offhand. So another thing, when I work on traditional paper, in my art classes, I used to always tell people, like, don't just quickly erase things you don't like, unless you really have a very, very strong idea what you're going to do instead. Because the off arm, or wrong line, broadly speaking, in this case it's a arm that's not quite in the right position, is telling me where it needs to actually be to be right. So being able to see it. This was the thing I started talking about a while back, and then I drifted off, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the wrong part of the image will lead your eye. Particularly the more experienced your eye gets, so the more you've studied other art as well as done your own drawing practice, the quicker you're going to be able to see what's wrong. You might not always immediately be able to obviously spot what to do about it, but the wrong lines will lead you intuitively. Works for me anyway, and I've always recommended that, and it seems to work for almost all my students when I did, so I would highly recommend that you take advantage of that. For your work. So for digital, you might be using layers, leaving the rough stuff. And it's also like, so that's how the iterative process works for me, where I have these looser drawings underneath, and then I clean up and refine. Way back in the day, I used a light table. I still have several light tables, but I don't find I use them very much anymore, especially since I've been gone to a nearly full digital process. I don't think I'm done with doing analog work entirely, but because of the day job in animation, I've kind of not been doing any for a while. It's simply an ergonomics issue in that this tablet I'm working on is on my main drawing desk, so it would take a bit of a fuss to break it down and open up the space to draw on big pieces of paper again. You can see that behind me I have another table though, which I recently cleared up and prepared for working on paper again. But I've been busy, and then I'm working on a batch of comics that are off digital at the moment, so still have not really used that much. I will at some point. But maybe if I ever open up commissions again, that would be definitely, it's hard to, you can technically sell digital stuff, but I'm not going to be doing NFT anytime soon. I feel like that's a scam. So, bullshit. I know the technology's valid and might have some practical uses, but the current NFT thing is a bunch of stupid exploitation. I do not like. I've been through several of those. I started at Marvel Comics in an era when cover gimmicks were popular, and I objected to those as one of my motives for walking away from working at Marvel. And so I was interested in doing the comics for the stories. And those were not a priority for the editors. Which made working on the books very depressing. They'll tell you otherwise, I'm sure, but they were hired to do a job, and it wasn't to make sure that it was particularly great art being produced. I want to be able to see my lines against the background, so I'm going to go for a dark red. Boom. This is the same reason you use color pencils. Except here I'm doing it for essentially my inking to make it pop for a bit it's not that wrinkly. While I pop for a bit while I get this guy's pants done. A bit more. Yeah. Should take a second to compare my scale. Yeah, it's just a slightly smaller guy. That's about right. Big, wee bit large. There we go. Oops. Backpack. I need his backpack. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll put it there. Remember that is his backpack. I feel like when I zoom out, even though up close it doesn't feel like it needs to be there, that needs to be also backpack. Yeah, okay. Knuckles pop. Mine do pop regularly. It's perfectly safe. Anyone told you otherwise? It's lying. They used to try to make me not do it in school all the time. It is true. It is perfectly safe. Still too wrinkly. That's better. And down here. I don't like the shape of these legs because this is looking just kidding. More simple, a bit more simple. So, Staggered motion line. What brush to use? Totally not. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Let's go for 3. Is there a rotation? Old lady's actually going to be behind me. Moment. I'm going to work around her in front. Stream. No new chats. I think I drew more of that guy. It's only in a Clip Studio file, isn't it? Yeah. Let's see. I didn't do them? Okay. Oh, I have that. I think what I need to do is work this up a bit. I'm not totally seeing the figure I want. It's not quite there. Clarify things. Here's a hack. So you want to draw a wheel with a tire, right? Well, something you should be practicing. I have another old video. I mentioned one earlier about line weight. There's another from when I was teaching art classes, where I talk about basic drawing exercises. It is by far the most popular video ever posted. It's ancient. It is really not very good, like quality-wise. I had a crappy video web camera, and I was still pretty green to teaching too, so my delivery was a little rough. I should probably redo it sometime, but I'm not very motivated because there is already one up there, and I'm not teaching classes anymore. And, you know, I don't really do a lot of freebies these days, but I mentioned one of the things you should practice drawing a lot is ellipses. And mine aren't uniformly fantastic. That first one was good. That's pretty good. But you know, it's not important. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, the wrong one tells you a lot of things. So when you're first starting out, when you do an ellipse, you can see right away where you're warbling, right there. And any place that you make too sudden a directional change, right there. It goes from that. And it should have done this. It should be a bit more elliptical. But see how little I had to do there to make it a little nicer? So the bad line tells me where the good line needs to be, and then I can clean that up and actually use that, especially if this is my rough. That's often close enough. And there's a plane for a tire, the outside plane of a tire, and then you do this. Well, digitally you could just copy that line, but eyeball line, the inside plane, and try to put an ellipse in the middle. And notice I make this bit a little wider than this bit because it's closer to us. And these bits are about twice as wide because you're seeing them in a way where these are going to be compressed because of that plane. And if it's a little too much off, well, this is digital, I can pull that down. And I can see where it's off because the line tells me where it needs to be. And I do that. I'm going to do that. And there's my tire. Right. Which is fine. 99% of the time and all that. But what I'm just doing here are some tires on the side of this cart. So I'm going to do this ellipse again. You can't see my hand, but I'm pivoting just at the wrist to do this motion. And then I'm moving this way with my fingers to get the depth. So I'm going to do half an arc, half an ellipse, and then I'm going to drop down just a little bit and do the other half. Try to match it. And what I've done is the distance between the edges of the tire. And then I can do this, and this. And there is my tire. It's got the girth, the roundness. By fracturing it, breaking it up into one stroke. I'll do it better again. There we go. And then if I would keep going, I put a line there. But I'm not going to do that line. I drop down a little bit and I do this line. That's my shortcut. And then I usually put this line in and this line. And I can literally draw a circle to get the roundness. And that's a little hack for doing bicycle tires, or in this case, shopping cart tires. Which you can see I leave very simple in this comic. And then the second one, I'm just going to juke a little bit. Bringing down and dropping it back to the right. Serves as a guide. You know what? The angle, I want it to be a little bit, like that. Just a little out, slightly cantered. And that tells me where my curve needs to be, where the lines go. Really can't see most of it, that's fine. All the more reason to do it this way, because I can think out the shape and get the right shape of this little bit that shows. And again, for what I'm doing right now... Ooh, her head's too small. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that. It is a bit small for her. Like you've seen other ones, it's sort of comically small, but that was too small. Bugging me. And it should come down lower. The glass needs to come down lower. Yeah, I did that wrong. Her chin here down is wrong. Continuity. Always be watching your continuity. It's actually a job I wouldn't mind having on a film set too. I believe it involves walking around with a script as well and keeping sets of Polaroids for costumes and generally staying on top of what's going on. There we go. That's better. Much better. So I think hands out away from the handlebar. Always remember to name my layers, but it is a good practice to learn how to. Okay. This is a good inking tip. I want this interior form to be the shape of my backpack. So if I put the line on the line, what I'm doing is cutting into the shape. So how the inside white area loses the form I'm after. So when you're inking, one of the things you want to think about is the placement of your line's edge relative to the form you're trying to describe. Pipe. So for all of these things, to keep them from contracting too much, you have to be mindful of the placement of the line's interior edge, describing the volume of the form relative to its center line and its outside edge. And then the line weight question I mentioned earlier comes up. I think I actually talked a lot about it. I sort of alluded to, but I didn't actually explain. So real quick, I've got 3 theories of line weight value, or when to do what, and what you're trying to describe. If you're doing, say, thicker lines, for where the shadow is, and thinner lines, and light is, especially like thinner at these peaks, where you're literally closer to the light. So at this point, I'm going to go thicker at the cuff. Thinner lines on this side of the hand. These are relatively thin, so the lines I'm going to put here are relatively thicker, because the light is coming this way. And another thing I do then sometimes is I start out thicker, and when it's coming out where the butt is, I start out a little augment the bump of the belt. And then we do the same thing on our calves back here. And I might come back to these and beef them up. Notice that I didn't do behind his head. I'm thinking I wouldn't, but you know what? Actually, I think I'm just, there's not much. I'm going to finish with what those characters so you can see from this. So, thicker and thin at the muscle. Fairly thick on the bottom where she meets the ground. It's not necessarily a given, I'm just in this case doing it so I want to get definition from the ground, but then notice it's coming here towards the light, and that the pinnacle is the curve of the what is that? Like the equivalent of where your thumb is in your hand. I forget the bone name. So a little thicker on top, a little thicker on the bottom. Now here, because it's shadowy back here, I'm actually going to go thick to thin. Ankle. And then thin to thick to thin. And here, I'm borrowing an idea where, so in classical anatomy, what you often do is say, like, where the muscle is, thicker, where the bone of the elbow comes to the edge, thinner, and the muscle builds up again, thicker. Let's say the light's coming this way, so you would do this to the top of the arm, like that. So like these muscle peaks get the highlights there, but in the back, you're doing thicker relative to this, so you're getting the heavier value for shadow. You can do that for that muscle. But notice how where the bone is, the line gets thin. That's a very effective way of sort of communicating highlight and or like a conceptual thinness of material, in this case muscle and skin. There's less flesh there. Oops, wrong brush. In this case, it's sort of like less space between the material and the skin, and it's the shade breaks down. You want a line. She's wearing like two dresses or something, or it's a striped dress. I didn't really decide one way or another about that. I like the idea of it being layered. Too heavy, too heavy, too heavy. Not what I want to do. Leave that to my zipatones. There we go, just a couple strokes. And yeah. Alright. This is a translucent material, so I want a fairly clean edge. This whole comic's got a pretty clean edge, but I'm doing a lot less thick and thin. I'm going for a more constant line. A little bit thicker in back here. That'll help kind of communicate the idea that there's a little shadow going on the inside with their head here when I do this thick line. I don't like where that's going. Again, so we're just thinking about the description of the form inside the line. These lines are doing hair and light and shadow. Whoops. They're getting heavier. They're creating more density and less shadow at the back of the head. I don't like those shapes. Keep it simple. This is a metal rod. So I want to be very even. glass and metals and things like that, I find are more effectively described, usually, unless the shape, like a sports car, is very swoopy. Generally, I want to get the idea of a hardness compared to the softness of this cart. No, it's actually not that. No, there's a little bit of... Okay, yeah. I remember correctly. Boom. A little bit of a shadow on this angle. And then again, the tires... It's the interior shape that I worked on before. So now trying to nail that. And work with the curve that your wrist and hand and arm makes best. So notice how I'm spinning this around so I can get at this arch. No. Cut it out. Cut it out. There we go. Okay. There you are. Let's get rid of my blue lines and see how that looks. I'm liking the look. I think I need to balance a couple of lines. These need to get a little relatively heavier. I want them to proportion to this one. When you're doing all this thickness and stuff, it should be proportionate to the lines that it lives with. And then also let's pull at it and take a look at what we're doing relative to the page. It's comparable to that figure. Yes, it is in values. Okay. She is alarmed. Or any symbols, there's the word, symbols that describe, they're not text. Actually, they could be text, but they're usually not word balloons. They float around the character and they describe emotive subtext, emotions, actions, action lines are in Manta. There's a whole book full of them, Manta. They were done as a joke, actually, by a cartoonist who's stuff right now, but it's actually used as a dictionary of true Manta by cartoonists. It's quite good. It's actually a good book if you have not seen it. Oh, you know what? I just spotted something I missed. The rest of this strap. There we go. Get that. Get that. Get it. Taking a minute to take it in. Evaluate. Yeah. It's working. So now I'm going to do this. Select everything around it. I don't want these to be... Oh wow. I like that. Oh. Don't want to select that. Oh, that's weird that it... Oh. What's going on? Wrong key. see the overlap between the foot and the character? Now, one of the reasons I like this system is I can tweak this because I don't want to be too tangential. But I'm actually adjusting all these characters' positions with my circles. Weird links people are posting. Voom.org, law.red, spam shit. Great. Well, layer beneath. Almost 2 hours. Well, that seems like a good place to pause. Nice bit of work done. Thanks for watching if you have been. If you want to, if you're interested, go to patreon.com/ it's in the link. Posts by different comics. Go to Patreon, check out the comics I'm working on, including this one. And you can also get links to a lot of other stuff online. Including my day job at Oasis Studio is pretty hopping, and they are hiring. So if you're looking for a job in animation, go check out the link to Oasis Studios there. There's a link to the jobs page and see the listings. See if you qualify for any of them. And you can get my comics. The What's New post is a little old, actually, but it was a big change last year. Last September, September of 2000, I switched from teaching part-time and just working on my comics most of the time to working animation full-time and working on my comics part-time, or weekends and evenings. Still want to get them finished, but they are going a lot slower, understandably, due to the part-time nature of the time I can invest in them. But if you want to, I paused the Patreon in terms of taking payments. So if you want to follow me on Patreon, you will see the occasional updates. Things are slower, but if you pledge, even like the really basic $1 or $2, it'll give you access to my digital library that's on Patreon. It'll be a link that you can see on the blog. That has all of my independent comics are uploaded as PDFs, and you can download them. And then you can also check out a lot of my other work in process. Illustration jobs, comics like the Dracula book that I just published with Mark Sable recently, Dracula Son of the Dragon, from Dark Horse Comics in print and on Comixology for digital. And that's in stores now if you're interested. And what else? Lots of things. Because I've paused taking payments for a bit, because I have a day job and I don't really need the money, and I can't put in the time it would take to be really regular about updating on it. I've decided to basically just not get payments each month rather than turn it off, because I want to keep the blog. I want to keep using the blog. So you'll get charged the first time you pledge, but then not after that. I just put it off each month. And that'll give you access to a lot more work. Yeah, that's it. Social media, Salgood Sam. Google Salgood Sam. You will find all of the things. I have been online since my first website. I think I had a website that was like workable, readable by 2000. Sorry, not 2000. By 97. I had a website in 95, but I didn't really do much with it. I just had some really basic information on it, and I hadn't figured out what I wanted to do, partially because like at that point with dial-up, it took forever to load images, so you really couldn't do a lot. But I'd learned some HTML and how to use a piece of software that helped make a little bit of HTML go a long way for building websites, and hand-coded off of templates. So I would make a basic template and then go into the code and modify and update it and get it to do what I want to do. And that was, it's been a while. So I'm well indexed, so I'll say. Well indexed. You can find me if you search my name. And I will see you around the internet. Can't make any promise about how fast the next time I will be drawing is. Those windows in the back look a little wrong, don't they? That is bugging me now that I see it. This here is going to have to get tweaked. We'll get to it later. All right. Be well. Take care. Have fun with your drawing. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Get vaccinated. I've had 3. How about you? No COVID so far. Awesome. And I'm looking at getting a table for FBDM MCAF in Montreal in May. So I'll probably be the next live in-person show I do at Parc LaFontaine in Montreal, which hopefully everything's going well. It's May. It's usually a good time of year. TCAF this year too is in the summer. I'm seriously thinking about that on Father's Day. I would like to have a new book for it, but I'm not sure I'm going to have the new book ready. But I have lots of books. I guess I technically have a new book with Dracula, just not new. So we'll see. I'll try to have a video up next month at the latest. And if you want to get notified for that, hit the subscribe button and the bell. And ask questions in the comments and stuff, and maybe I'll answer them in the next video or something. Yeah. Okay. Cheerio.